Good afternoon. Welcome and happy 4th of July. Today is Sunday, July 4th, and I want to welcome you. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. I decided to put my laptop, hey Veronica, to the left of me so I can see if I can see comments a little better during today's demonstration. So sometimes if I'm looking down, there's a little delay. But hi Bev, hi Corrine, thanks for sharing. Welcome everyone, and I hope wherever you are enjoying today. I don't know if it's supposed to rain. We have rain in our forecast. Headed to Michael's after the live. All right. What you gonna get, Veronica, for your she shed? I still haven't seen pictures of your she shed, by the way. I think the last thing you said or that I heard was it an electrician or a plumber or somebody coming? Somebody was coming, but thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you. We will go ahead and get going. Hi, Melinda. Welcome. When you come on, say hello. I want to thank you all for taking some time this Sunday afternoon. I know some of you might be either traveling to or from, or you have some family or friends over enjoying this 4th of July holiday weekend. So I appreciate you taking the time out to watch today's demonstration. We are going to be doing the July monthly online ordering special card. So, but let me go back and introduce myself for those of you that are watching for the first time. Welcome. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm an independent demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area. Demonstrators show you how to use StampinUp products, and if you're not familiar with StampinUp, we're a paper crafting company, and we cater to all levels of crafters. So if you are a crafty person and you need some crafty products, whether you're a beginner, a intermediate, casual, or an advanced stamper, you're in the right place. And you're among other like-minded people that are watching. So if you're watching me live, you probably see a live in one of these top corners on either side of my head. And if you don't see the live, you're probably watching me on a replay, whether it's on Facebook or you might be watching me on my YouTube channel. Hi, Betty. So Veronica's husband's going to put in AC hopefully this weekend. Air conditioning is very important. Especially when you're crafting, because you want to be able to control the humidity. I've seen firsthand what high humidity does to our cardstock and paper. You know, it curls it, and then it just doesn't look, it just doesn't look good. So I forgot where I was going with that. That happens. I have my squirrel moments, you guys. Betty, hi Betty. Betty's watching from Oregon. Did I say that right? Oregon. Thank you so much for sharing. Got some announcements to go over, the usual. I'm gonna try to have a little bit more FaceTime, and I know some things might be backwards, so I'm just wondering if I should go ahead and point the camera down. Let me just go ahead and say, if you're watching the replay and you're ready to get started on watching the card demonstration, then just fast forward. I know if you're live, you can't fast forward, but you can fast forward until you see me starting to demonstrate. I know some people like to hop on and just watch, but with Stampin' Up, we have so much to share. Things change all the time, you guys. It really does. Hi, Lisa. I think I caught up on all the comments, or I caught everybody. Yeah, because there's a delay on my laptop next to me. So, but there's always something exciting going on with Stampin' Up. It's like, where do you start? Where do you start? So we're just going to get started. And just for the sake of staying in my normal format, I'm opening up the wheel. we're going to do our drawing. Okay, we're going to do our drawing, and I'm going to show you some things while I have the camera pointed down. So, you come on, make sure you say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. I like to see where everybody's watching from, and I got the prizes right here. So let's flip this around. Betty, oh, Bev's talking to Betty. Yeah, y'all talk amongst yourself. Oh, look, there's my Aunt Susan. My Tia Susan from Beeville, Texas. I know where she's from. So hi, Thea. Thank you for joining. I hope you like the cards that I'm going to make today, and that you and anybody that, well, wherever you are. I don't know if you're here in San Antonio or if you're still in Beeville, but I hope you're having fun wherever you are. It's good to see you. But yeah, I got some things to show you, some announcements. So let's get started. Let's get this flipped around. Let me bring this a little closer. All right, let me point out before I forget, we have it's a new monthly online ordering special. In fact, let me put that away. I'm not ready for that just yet. Well, I kind of am, but anyway, this is a monthly online ordering special. Every single month, I have an ordering special that when you go to my website and you use the host code, this host code, you're going to get a free kit in order to make 4 cards. This month they are cards. Sometimes they could be a project or some kind of little decor item of some kind, but they all are cards this time. And if you want to skip going to the website and plugging that host code in, you can always scan the QR code, and that'll take you straight to my website where it'll plug that code in automatically for you. Now, for the month of July, I'll just go ahead and show you the cards. We're going to be making 4 cards using the Sweet Symmetry Suite. You've got some coordinating envelopes. I went ahead and decided to do up the envelopes. Sometimes I skip the envelopes, not just because, you know, I'm doing it on purpose. I just don't ever think about it sometimes. So we've got 4 different cards that we're going to be making today. And when you place your order of $25 or more on my website, I just got these out of order, so I can put them back in order when I'm ready. But when you place your order of at least $25 or more on the website, you're going to get a free cut kit, and this is the kit. So this is the kit I was supposed to show you guys in the mail in order to make the 4 cards that we're making today. So you have all your bases. I haven't scored these, but they'll be scored down the middle where they need to be scored. There'll be a PDF tutorial that includes the supply list. So you have those, and then each one of these envelopes contains what you need in order to make each card. So any accessories, ribbon, everything's cut for you, die cut for you, the whole 9 yards. I just can't do any of the stamping because that's a policy that Stampin' Up! Has. So you will need to own the Sweet Symmetry stamp set in order to do these as designed. Or if you have another stamp set that has, you know, some other sentiments and other floral images that you want to add to it, you can certainly substitute it. You can make it your own, but you will get the kit, the free kit in the mail for orders of $25 or more. And if your order is $50 or more, you're going to get a free coordinating accessory, which is a full spool of the Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon. And we're going to be using this today. This is part of the suite. What's also part of the suite is it's a punch. It's a border punch. If you joined me Wednesday night for scrapbook page layouts, you saw me use this. It's the symmetrical stems border punch. We used that, and then we're going to be using it again this next Wednesday night. And if you're like, scrapbook, what? Yes, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I am Facebook Live for scrapbook page layouts. So if you enjoy, you know, making your scrapbook pages, or you want to learn how to use Stampin' Up! Products in order to make your scrapbook pages and other layouts, then you want to join me on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. But the suite also contains a pack of 12 by 12 paper. I'm only showing you one of each design, but there's 2 of each design, so there's 12 pages total. This is one side. Ooh, ah. I've used this really recently for a lot of things. It was part of last month's special. It was a different stamp set, but I'm really liking this. There's a lot of bright colors. You know, you got your Night of Navy, Bumblebee, Flirty Flamingo, Just Jade. What else is there? Flirty Flamingo. Oh, Calypso Coral is another one that's kind of embedded in here. But that's one side of the paper. And then Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper, we also call it DSP, by the way, also has a completely other side to it that coordinates. So you can see, you know, whatever sides you use. I don't know if I can fan this back. Let's see. So you can see both sides, but you know, lots of different colors to work with. So if you see any of the products tonight that you would like to purchase, let me move that. This is the host code that you'll want to use in order to take advantage of the monthly online ordering special. And this is going to be the same special for the entire month of July. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing. But by the way, we are going to be using 1/2 of the greenery folder, this particular one. And then I also broke out the contour, scalloped contour dies in order to put together these cards. And don't forget, on the kit, everything is already die cut for you, embossed for you, because we can do that piece. We just can't do any of the stamping. All right. Let's give away the cards from last week. If you watched me last week, we worked with the Soft Pastels assortment chalk, which is, what did I do with it? I thought I had it right here in my drawer, but I must have moved it. I'm not sure where it is, but anyway, these are the 3 cards that we made using the chalk in a couple of embossing folders to get that effect on the brick, and then to get this effect also on that macrame embossing folder. And then on this one we used the chalk in order, and the watercolors in order to color the daisy. And this particular stamp was Daisy Lane, and the coordinating punches. And we are about to do a drawing. So I'm not sure why it has Roberta's name. I must have accidentally hit it a while ago because I haven't spun this just yet. So anyway, I'm going to have to respin it. But in order to get on the wheel every single week, every single Sunday, whatever I make, those are the prizes. And so when you like, comment, and share, your name goes on the wheel. And if you share, you get 2 entries. But in the comment section, you have to type share. So if you see other people saying share, that's because they're letting me know that they shared. Facebook doesn't always give us a complete list of everybody that shares. It just says like 8 people shared, you know, and then you go back in the comments to look to see who shared. So it's that kind of thing. But it gets you an extra drawing onto the wheel too. And that also helps me. Stampin' Up is my business. This is all I do. I enjoy coming to you every Wednesday night and Sunday afternoons to share with you what all Stampin' Up has to offer. And so when you share my videos, that helps other people see the video. More people will join us. Of course, my business grows, and you get an extra entry on the wheel. And then that just makes me so happy. It makes me very appreciative of your time that you spend with me. So let's give these cards away. There's also 3 envelopes that'll be in with the cards. So let's spin this. Yes, my wheel makes noise. Beverly still love them. Hi, Beverly. Yes. Betty, beautiful paper. Yes, it is very beautiful paper. Hi, Aunt Gina. Oh, look, Lisa. Lisa's actually watching. I just went over her comment real quick. Lisa Bryant, you won the cards from last week. Let me look on here and make sure. Y'all, it is a small world when people know each other on your videos. It really is a small world. It really is. But I think I said hi, Aunt Gina. So yeah. So congratulations, Lisa. Honestly, Lisa, I can't remember if you've won before, but whenever you win a prize from me, you want to email me. You can private message me your mailing address. I'm pretty sure you have, but just in case, Lisa, message me your mailing address so I can get your cards out to you. I've been making sure addresses are updated anyway because we're getting ready to mail out our mini catalogs. Oh my goodness, you guys. The mini catalogs. So, what you want to do, let me move these out of the way a little bit. Just want to remind you that when you join my email list, you will get a free PDF tutorial automatically emailed right back to you, and you're going to get a complimentary copy of the annual catalog if you don't have somebody that you already get a catalog from. If you're an active demonstrator or you do have somebody that gives you catalogs, I have a different special gift for you. And the ones that signed up over this past few days, I'm mailing those out tomorrow, by the way. So you'll want to get your hands on an annual catalog. And then you'll also want to let me know if I just have little printouts here because I'm waiting on my actual catalogs. But these are just copies of the front covers because I wouldn't be able to show you what's on the inside just yet. But our mini catalog, it says July, but it's really August to January. They had to shift it a little bit because of products arriving a little later in the warehouse than expected. But you guys, we can see, demonstrators can see, and we can pre-order things from this catalog already. So that is a major perk for being a demonstrator. Not only can we pre-order and see all these wonderful products that are going to be available for customers August 3rd, but we can also earn celebration items. And there are some really cute things in this brochure. I know some other demonstrators are doing unboxing videos and things like that. My order, I'm actually going to place it tomorrow because I've got a lot of events that I'm planning, and I didn't want to rush through, and try to be the first to show everything. I want to take my time and make sure that I'm ordering what I really want and what I'm really going to be using and that kind of, it's hard. There's no self-control because you want to order everything. You really do. Let's just be real. That's just, if you could just hit one button and order one of everything, that would be so fabulous. But I have to be realistic too, because, whatever's coming up, I'm going to want to use. I'm not going to want to have a bunch of stuff sitting and, not being used. But August 3rd, this catalog goes live, and then customers can also earn Celebration. And if you're not familiar with Celebration, this is the first year that it's twice. Earlier this year, it was in January and February, and then it's going to be repeated in August and September. So for every $50 or $100 that you spend out of the annual catalog or the mini catalog, once it goes live, you get to choose items for free. And there's some really cute things. Like I said, you've got stamps, there's designer series paper, there's dies, there's stamps and dies that coordinate. There's paper that coordinates with paper that's already in the annual catalog. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like I said, only demonstrators can look at this stuff right now, and it's a major perk. So if you're interested in also, being a part of this group, you are always welcome to join my team. My team name is called the Be So Creative Team. And you will automatically get to take advantage of everything that StampinUp has to offer, which there's a lot, you guys. And part of that is being able to take advantage of Well, you can take advantage of this right now too. It's a designer series paper sale that we're having. It started July 1st and goes all the way to August the 2nd, which is the day before that new catalog goes live. But it's 15% off these select papers: Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted, Hand Pen, In Good Taste, In the Wild, Pansy Petals, Sweet Symmetry, which is the designer series paper that we're using today, Tidings of Christmas, and You're a Peach. And speaking of You're a Peach, I'll be showing you my sampler here in a few minutes. But Sweet Symmetry is the paper we're going to be using today. That's the one I just showed you. Normally that's $11.50 and it's on sale for $9.78. In fact, all of these that I'm pointing to are normally $11.50 and on sale for $9.78, except for In Good Taste. And that's because it's a much bigger packet of paper, and that's normally $21 and it's on sale for $17.85. So make sure you stock up now, and demonstrators can get their discount on top of this sale here. So demonstrators, instead of shopping at just a 15% off discount, depending on if you get a 20 or 25% discount with Stampin' Up, you can be shopping, you can take that $9.78 and take an additional 20 to 25% off of that. Is that not crazy? That is crazy. And we get to earn host rewards off our orders as well. So you cannot go wrong purchasing your own kit and being able to take advantage of these kinds of sales. It's crazy, you guys. And then we're also in the paper pumpkin period for the month of, for the next kit, the August kit. It's called The Adventure Begins. Paper Pumpkin is our monthly paper crafting subscription service. Every single month you have these kits that are in these little red pretty boxes. Sometimes they're decorative boxes, like collector type boxes, like last month's Expressions in Ink one. But every single month these kits contain everything that you need in order to put those projects together. Next month it's going to be enough supplies to create 12 cards and coordinating envelopes. They come with an exclusive stamp set that you're only going to see in Paper Pumpkin kits. They also have ink spots, the little bitty ink spots, which I've already put mine away. But so if you're looking for a really great way where everything's coordinated, it comes directly to your door. It's either $21 or $22, depending on if you purchase a one-time or you subscribe month to month. That includes shipping. That includes shipping. So if you're looking for a great way to build your stamp collection, your little ink spot collection, or to give a gift to somebody that's really crafty, Paper Pumpkin is the way to go. And every single month, all of the coordinating colors with each kit, my Paper Pumpkin subscribers get coordinating cuts of cardstock to go with this. And that's just as a thank you for being one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. And if you want to see even more kits, we have an entire kits collection online that is classified as stamping or non-stamping. So make sure you go check those out as well. Now, everything I'm talking about, there will be a link in the description when we are done with the video. So you'll want to look down in the description in the video for all of the links that I'm talking about. And then, sorry about the glare. I'm going to kind of put this down while I read a couple of things. This is my summer 12 by 12 sampler class. It's available in person and to go. The registration deadline is July 9th. The cost is $28. It's $35 to go. It doesn't come in the frame. I just went ahead and framed it so you could see what it looked like framed. And does come with over $20 in product in order to complete this. And my first level team members that either sign up for the class, or take it to go, will get a free Wink of Stella to go with it, because you're going to need to use it on this particular sampler class. And then there also is available is just the tutorial along with the supply list. So if you're an experienced stamper and you already own items from the Euro Peach Suite, and you just need to know how to put it together, the tutorial is also available for sale as well. And then retreat. I still have 5 live open spots for my weekend fall retreat in our beautiful Texas Hill Country at Mountain Laurel Retreat. This link will also be on the description as well. So there's 5 spots that are still available if you want to go. You can also take it to go. You can also take just the crafting portion. So if you live local and you want to sleep in your own bed, you can do that. And there's a couple of options depending on if you want to arrive Thursday and stay through Sunday, or if you want to arrive Friday and stay through Sunday. So in order to get all of these details, you can visit this particular link. You can scan that QR code, or you can just go to my StampinUp website and look under events. It is October 14th through 17th later this year. And I think this is kind of sort of the last thing, but anyway, I have a Stamp Into Summer promotion. So if you go to, I'll just look at the back here. If you go to my blog, now this link will also be in the description as well with all of these details, but I do have a Stamp Into Summer promotion where you can earn entries based on certain things that you do with me. So for every $35 in a single order before tax and shipping, you'll get an entry. If you share on my Facebook page something you've made with a prize you've won from me, there's another entry. If you recommend or write a review on my Facebook page or blog, and it can be both, you get another one. Joining my Paper Pumpkin subscription club, attending classes, whether they're in person, virtually, or to go. Bringing a new adult friend to me to that class, virtually, in person, or to go. Hosting your own Stampin' Social. And then the bonus was registering for that fall retreat to go, or in person if it's not already fully booked. That's a bonus. And there's 3 top prizes. I'm giving away 3 top prizes. For the top entries is a $50 shopping spree with me, a StampinUp shopping spree. And second place is a free bundle of your choice that's at $35 value or below. And there is a lot to choose from in the annual catalog. And then because this ends August the 2nd and I do the drawing the following Facebook Live, you'll get to choose from the new mini catalog as well if you see a bundle that you want it in there. And then the third prize is a paper share for everything that's in the new mini catalog. So make sure you go check all of that out. There's already some entries that have been reported. There is a survey link on that blog page where you can report your entries, because I can't keep up with them all if they're coming from different directions and all the time. So you'll have to report those to me. And when you visit that blog page, all that information will be there for you. Okay, so thank you, Jeanne. Let me catch up on some comments. Thank you, Roberta, for sharing. And yes, happy 4th of July. Roberta's from Gillette, Wyoming. Hi, Kay. Corey needs to win the lottery. I think we all should win the lottery so that we could just have this huge crafting shopping spree. Okay, you guys, I have to share with you before we get started on today's cards, because I know today's going to be a little bit longer than just because of announcements. But I got something in the mail the other day, and I asked her if I could share it. I don't see her watching right now. Stella, if you're watching, let me know if you're watching. Or, no, you're watching. There you are. You said, sorry, I'm late. Okay. So, the other day, I thought this box, well, let me cover up some addresses here. I thought this box kind of looked familiar. and I was like, that looks like a paper pumpkin box that's been flipped around. And sure enough, I opened the box, and it's a paper pumpkin box. So see, you can repurpose our paper pumpkin boxes too, by the way. So let's thank Stella Karsten for sharing that tip if you didn't know this, because I've got several of these, and they really do work well when it comes to mailing things, okay? And I was like, why is Stella sending me a paper pumpkin kit? Stella didn't send me a paper pumpkin kit. I wanted to share with you guys what I got from Stella Karsten. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge animal lover, a huge animal advocate. I foster neonatal kittens with San Antonio's, the city of San Antonio. In fact, I have 4 of them right now. 3 of them are just waiting in line to get their spay and neuter surgeries, but I get them when they're bottle babies. I love bottle babies. It's a sad situation, you know, because of the situation, but that's my specialty. That's what I'm set up for. I love that stage when, you know, they're helpless, and then you get them to the point where they're adoptable. They can be spayed and neutered. I lose a lot of sleep. I spend a lot of my own money and time investing in these babies, and the other one that I have right now downstairs with me is in my half bath because he has to be separated from the other ones. There's a normal quarantine period anyway, but this one is a little different because he possibly has sarcops and or ringworm, and so I'm having to treat him differently. And then we have our own house pets as well. So when I got this and I opened it, I have to be honest with you, Stella, like I started choking up. I really did. And there was a card that was also in this box. This card is gorgeous, and of course it says press here. So I was like, okay, well, let's press here. And this happened. Let me press, well, let me get it right. Where'd it go? Is it gonna make a liar out of me? Well, it did work. Maybe I'm pressing it wrong. Something happening? I can't believe this is happening. Stella! I pressed this the other day. I think I'm like pressing it in the wrong spot, but basically it said press here, and this little light lit up in the, oh, there it is. I think it's got a short in it already. But see that light? I was like, oh my gosh! That is so cute. Well, Stella's husband made this card. And by the way, my husband's name is Chris too. So Stella, I had to show Chris. Oh, hi Dana. I had to show Chris, and I was like, her husband Chris made this card. And he's like, oh great, yeah, show me up, huh? And I was like, no, I said, I think he crafts with her as well. But anyway, it had a nice little pretty message on the inside that basically, you know, was letting me know that I do so much for people and for kittens, and thanking me for my classes, and that she made it for Nacho in mind. I paraphrased what she just said, but for those of you that follow me on my regular page, y'all know Nacho. Nacho's one of the kittens upstairs, and he had a really, really rough start. I took him to a retreat with me, a weekend retreat back in early May, and he was just, you know, he was everybody's friend during that retreat. You know, people wanted to go up to the room and look at him. I brought him down at, you know, one time at the end. But anyway, Nacho's Little Adventures. But she made me this little album, and it was using the Playful Pets designer series paper. And I was just like, OMG. And for those of you that make albums, every page is the same layout, but it's a little different as far as the DSP. But, you know, there's flaps and more flaps, and then you turn the page, and then there's a whole nother design and more flaps. And I was just like literally my heart was just smiling as I'm looking through this and knowing how much time it took her to put this together, and the thought behind it, and you know why she did it. And it was like, I mean, these things just keep folding out, and I just wanted to share this with you guys because this is amazing. Oh, this one does come down too. There we go. We got another one. So I have no idea where to start when it comes to putting things in here. But I definitely have a great starting point, and I want to thank you, Stella. That was the end of it. And I love it. I love it. So thank you so much for this beautiful gift. You know, it's so pretty. I almost don't want to use it, but I'm going to use it. I promise I'm going to use it. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. And thank you. You know, when I get something unexpected in the mail, it's always a welcome surprise. It really is. Okay. Hi, Shirley. Aw. I wish I could do the heart right now. I know y'all can do the heart, but I can't do the heart. So let's go ahead and get started on our cards. So just keep this in mind. These are the monthly online ordering special cards for the month of July. And everything is already pretty much done. We're just going to be assembling. So hopefully these will go through really quick. I say that, but that never happens. Y'all know me. And I'm prepared in case my adhesive runs out, because it looks like it's getting a little on the almost edge side. But okay, so what I have here is my basic white base. I just used my bone folder to burnish that edge a little better. I've got this piece of designer series paper. Now, we'll tell you that on the monthly online ordering special, you do get a PDF tutorial that's very detailed when it comes to step-by-step instructions. Okay, so when you put your designer series paper down, you want to make sure it's going in the right direction. And we're just going to place this right in the front. Okay, now when I did this card, I did it with the triple banner punch, and then when I was doing the tutorial, I was like, where's the punch? It wasn't coming up. And so I realized it had retired. It was in that mini catalog that retired. So in order to pull this little banner piece off right here, and I know I've used this tailored tag punch before, we're going to do that, but I can't just slide it in that way because it's going to be, well, yes I can. I think the last time I was doing it, I was doing something that needed it to be the other way, and I went this other way here. But anyway, we're just going to slide this right at the end. You can gauge it, so however much you want, you know, punched off. I don't have very much punched off, so I'm just going to try to center that. I'm just having to wing this part because I had to change out my punch at the last minute. Now, you know, these little pieces that come off, you can always use those on another project. Okay, so we're going to put this little banner piece right here. Going to leave a little bit of an edge over here on the right, but I'm just lining it up at the top and placing that directly down. Now I am using, oh, that's what that was for. I had a piece of paper that I was supposed to stamp on, and I used it for something else a while ago. Uh-oh. So, let me get I have extra kits made up, so I'm going to have to replace this piece in here. That's what happens when I use loose little pieces around here for something else. I know why I used it too, but we're going to take this little piece right here because this one is set to go on the inside, but before I put this on, I'm going to be stamping on this. Okay, so we're going to be stamping the sentiment, "Hey friend," which it is mounted somewhere. Where is it? Oh, here it is. We're going to stamp in Bumblebee. So we're using lots of inks because there's so many colors that coordinate with this designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to use that. And then we're gonna stamp, we're done with Bumblebee. We're gonna stamp our little stem in Just Jade. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp this at an angle, kind of like that. And I need to clean my stamps as I go along. Okay, and then we're gonna use Calypso Coral to stamp this little flower right here, and we're going to stamp this right on top. Okay, now with that stamp you can see the groove of where you're going to be, where that tip of that stem needs to go, so you can just turn it however you want and get it lined up, and then when you stamp it down you will see how it just goes seamlessly right there. Okay, so let me clean that, close that, because I've already stamped. That's what I used that other little piece for and didn't realize I was supposed to stamp on it. I went ahead and stamped another one of those flowers and I fussy cut it. And so now what we're going to do, I'm going to use some mini dimensionals because those are the closest things I have, but let's go ahead and put this on. We're going to attach it to this scalloped piece with Calypso Coral. I love these dies. Not only do you have that scalloped piece on the edge, but then you have that stitched edge on the inside. So if you're going to mount something on it, you want to make sure that that piece doesn't cover up those stitches. Okay, and then we are going to just center that. That way you can still see that edging, that little stitched edging all the way around. And then let's get, I really should use big ones. I'll just use 5 little small ones. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back. I'm just peeling these little backings off and exposing that stickiness. Okay, and then we're going to center this kind of right there so that you can see that banner. Let's put, I'm going to put 2 of them, one under each other. You could definitely use one larger one if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do is, y'all know I like to fluff up my little flowers, so these little tips here, I am just bending them kind of towards the inside just to give a little more dimension, because this piece we're going to put right over that stamped piece. And I did that way if you're looking at the card sideways, you can still see a stamped image right beneath it. You don't just see that white cardstock there. Okay, now what I'm also using is the Just Jade and Gold braided ribbon. I love this ribbon. Not only do Just Jade and Gold look really, really well together, but this ribbon is so easy to tie, and it feels so soft. So soft. All right, and then I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, trim my tails, get them going in the same direction. Cute. Get a couple of glue dots. That one's a loose one on the back there. I'm going to use 2. And then we're going to put this right here where you would normally see leaves. And that's going to be our leaf, basically. Okay? And then on the inside, there's nothing there. I didn't stamp anything on the inside, but I did decorate our envelope. So there'll be a piece in your kit that has the designer series paper for your envelope. And I'm going to turn mine out like this. And we're going to use all-purpose glue just to get a little bit around. Get that out of there. It was dried up there. All right, well, don't tell me all of it is dried up. Oh, I just poured it on my desk. I just had to squeeze a little hard. I'm going to have to wipe that up. But let me get some around the edge. We don't want a whole lot. If you like to use the other side, you could also take the other side as well and help smooth it down. Or if you want to squeeze it out this other side, you can too. But this other side has a little receptacle at the end where you can help smooth it down. I wouldn't recommend using your finger. I'm going to have to clean that up before it completely dries. But if you have designer series paper that goes in a certain direction, you'll just want to make sure that you put that on going in the right direction. Line it up where that fold on the back of your envelope is. Just give it a little pressure. That's why you don't want to use too much glue. And then you can trim it. You can take your paper snips and just trim around the edge. The excess. We had envelope dies last year, but they retired. Do y'all remember those envelope dies that were in the last mini catalog? But what they did is they put the insert, the dies did the insert on the inside of the envelope instead of the outside. Or at least that's what I remember. Let me get this little piece here and wipe this glue up. I probably should just get a napkin. Let me get a napkin. There we go. That should dry. But anyway, there is, which one did I do? I did this one. There we go. There is card number 1. Cute. That's the one I did, and this is the one I just demonstrated. And I can tell because of the angle of this banner at the bottom is not as deep. Okay, so there's card number 1 for the month of July, free kit in the mail. And then we've got this one right here, which if this one looks familiar, it should. If y'all remember, several weeks ago I did a Case the Catalog, and one of my Facebook Lives I cased this card in the catalog, and I cased that one as well. So this was a repeat of the second one. I just changed up the colors because we have so many colors to choose from with this particular designer series paper. Okay, so let's get started. Do y'all hear that? Somebody got a new toy recently and is using the street behind our house for their drag race. Their drag race. And I swear, you guys, one of these days, I'm going to hear somebody wreck doing that. And yes, I did stamp on the inside. I'm going to hear somebody wreck. I already know it. Okay, so what we're going to do on this one is we're going to stamp on the inside. Because we're using a dark base, we have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white that goes on the inside. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this before we attach it to the inside. So let me get this part out of the way so I don't accidentally use this. So we're going to stamp the stem in Just Jade. And the flowers, I've got 2. What did I do with those? Oh, here they are. I've got all my stamps upside down in front of me. But we're going to use this stamp right here that has the 2 leaves. And these are the ones, this is the image that straddles the stem. Just tap, tap, tap. I love these photopolymer because you can see exactly where you're going to be stamping. It's perfect. And then I just put my finger in the ink. It would not be alive without something like that happening. And then go up a little bit more and stamp your second level there. See how perfect that is? And then I'm going to grab our Night of Navy and stamp this same image that we used in the first one. I did clean my stamp. And then line this up so that we have our image on the inside. Let me close that. And then if you had something else that you were stamping, go ahead and stamp it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just attach this to the inside of your Night of Navy base. Okay, so we have that out of the way. And then we have this piece of designer series paper. I want to say this one is not the normal 4 by 5 1/4. I think it's another 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So it's like 4 1/8 by 5 3/4 or something like that. Because I just wanted a little bit of this Night of Navy to show all the way around. Okay, and then I have this piece of designer series paper that we're going to put in the center. I'm going to put this just down the center. Nothing fancy about that. And then I have this piece of basic white, and we're going to be stamping all 3 of the flowers. So this is why if you have, if you want to design these cards, I'm going to do the middle one so it can help me gauge how I need to do the other side. So if you want to design these cards, you know, as they are, you'll want to make sure you have the In Symmetry photopolymer stamp set. Okay, and I just did that, and I meant to do it in Night of Navy. So there we go. So I'm going to do my middle one because in my tutorial, that's actually what I suggest, is to do the middle one so that you can gauge the where the other ones need to go. And this goes up a little bit. And then this other side. Just a little bit as well. Okay, and we're done with Night of Navy for now. I still have to use Night of Navy. So the other 2 flowers we're going to stamp in Flirty Flamingo. Let me get the leaves on. Make sure that's clean. I'm going to do the leaves in Just Jade. That one. That one. We can go ahead and do these. Line them up. This is why I was suggesting to do the middle one so that you know where you can stamp the other ones. Okay, that one's kind of off a little bit. I think I'll just keep that one as my sample. I'm right-handed and my paper's turned a little bit, but if you wanted to, you could also flip it around and use the other side. But I'm just going to keep going, and I'll keep this one for my sample or just do a different one. But we're going to stamp the 2 flowers on either side of this in Flirty Flamingo. We're going to use full strength. We're not stamping off or anything. Yeah, that one's kind of off a little bit. Well, at least it's really noticeable for me. And then we are done with Just Jade. But we are going to be using our Night of Navy, and we're going to put this down. I'm going to put this down really, really lightly because I'm going to end up redoing this later. And I don't want it to be like completely. I want to be able to pull it up. So I'm going to tack that down really, really lightly. Okay, and then what I also need is, I thought I had an extra little piece of bumblebee. Well, I thought I had a piece of bumblebee right here with my cuts. I'm going to have to go through and pull this one out of this kit. Let's just do that. And we're going to be stamping Thanks So Much in Night of Navy. right in the middle. Now this was also a piece that used the other banner punch, and I was like, yeah. So what I'm gonna have to do on this one is I can still use this and just turn it in that way, punch that out, and then flip it around the other side, do the other side, and then what I'm doing on this one, that one seems kind of long. Let's do some more. Let's take it down a little bit more. Take this one in a little bit more. That'll work. So on this one, what we want to do is we want to put a piece of adhesive down the center strip, just like that. And then we're going to take a piece of this Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon. I keep losing my ribbon scissors. Trim that off there. And we're going to lay this flat along the back. Okay, and then just press that ribbon on to there. And then after that, you can trim your tails as you need. And then we're going to put dimensionals in the top. Let me peel those off while I'm doing that. On the top and bottom that straddle this ribbon. Did I get them all? Yeah. And then we're going to put this across the front. Let me trim those a little bit more. Okay. And just lay this across the front. And then in your kit there will also be opal rounds. So I have 3 opal rounds, and you can put one at the base where that stem meets the bottom of that flower, just to help. So if it was a little crooked, you would be fine, because, and I'm trying to get this off. I've already cut these, so there we go. We'll put that one there. So if the stem and the base didn't quite meet up like exactly or perfect, that would be able to cover that up a little bit. Make it a little bit better there. Okay, now as far as your envelope, which I don't know why I keep losing envelopes, you guys. Keep losing envelopes. Keep losing stuff. It's not a very big area that I'm working with here. Same thing. We're going to just stamp directly on our envelope. So let's get our little stem here. We're only going to do one set of leaves. Do not know why I'm stamping crooked. And then we're going to do this other one a little higher. Let's see. Oh, I'm stamping crooked. There we go. That looks a little better. I'll give away the other envelope. And then do those. And then same thing with our flowers. We'll do one in Night of Navy. And then the other 2 in Flirty Flamingo. Now this is one where if you're stamping with Night of Navy and you go to stamp in a lighter color, you want to make sure that all of that ink is gone, because you definitely don't want to ruin your Flirty Flamingo stamp pad with that Night of Navy ink. Okay, and then there's the envelope, which we'll just say that's the envelope because that one is a lot more straighter. But there you have it. There is card number 2 with coordinating envelope. Okay. And then we have Card number 3 uses a Just Jade base. Same thing. Let's fold our base in. And the cats are in here. Our cats are, not the kittens. And I'm not sure what they knocked over, but they knocked over something. I have the white insert. Now for this one, we're going to be using Calypso Coral, and we're going to be using a completely different stamp set. We're going to be using this circular scalloped stamp image, and then we're going to stamp here in the corner. And then sort of close that, bring back the Just Jade, and we're going to be using 2 other leaf stamps that are part of that set. Now there's 2 of them in the stamp set because they go in opposite directions. So one kind of veers to the left and the other one kind of veers toward the right, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so we're going to ink these up, and this one needs to go on first because it's going this direction. And then this one is going to be going in the other direction. So I'm going to do that number. Try to leave a little bit of room, but it's okay if it goes off. And then let's attach this to the inside of our base. Once again, if you had something else that you wanted to stamp, you could go ahead and stamp on the inside. Now on the front, I've got this piece of basic white, and then I also have this Just Jade mat. Now this is the mat that used the other half of one of the greenery, the mini greenery folder, and I just did up to that point. And that's because I'm going to be covering up this side over here. Okay, so what I did, in order to do this, let's do some stamping. So we're going to bring back Calypso Coral. You go ahead and open all these. Just Jade. And then we're also going to be using Bumblebee. Okay, so let's stamp our flower first. We're going to stamp one up here. It's okay if it goes off a little bit. We're going to stamp another one right here with the full image being on the paper, and then another one down here where it's kind of half on, half off. Okay, and then we're also going to be stamping another one on a scrap piece. Thought I already had that one done. And that's all that we're going to be, no, let me do one more thing with Calypso Coral. I went ahead and punched this piece, but it was with the other punch, but I'm just going to leave it because it's already cut down to size basically. But this little banner piece that'll be in the kits, we're going to be stamping "You Are Perfectly Unique," and we're going to be stamping that in Calypso Coral. So stamp it up, bring it down, stamp directly. There we go. And then we're done with Calypso Coral. And then if it looks like it's a little high, it's because when I measured it, it is a little high. In the instructions, you can trim that back down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, y'all can't get this anywhere because only demonstrators were able to get this last year or the year before, but I'm going to trim just a little bit off of this little paper cutter. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators get the coolest things. I'm telling you guys. You just need to purchase your kits. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using those individual leaves again and Just Jade, and we're going to be stamping, just stamping some leaves coming out of these images. Get them in the right direction. There we go. And for this one, I'm going to stamp that one that way. and stamp this one this way. There's no flower there because we're going to be cutting that other one. And then stamp again for that image. Going that way, and that's all we're going to be doing with just jade. I lied. I need 2 more. I really thought I had gone ahead and did these, but I guess I didn't. Okay, now we're done. Let me close that up. Okay, now we're going to get Bumblebee, and we're going to be using this little flower that's part of that set. And in these little spots that are kind of empty, we're going to add these flowers in there. Bring that up a little bit. And then one down here. So we just kind of filled in that little area with some of those smaller flowers. Okay, so now we have this stamped piece. My ribbon fell. We have this stamped piece, and then we have this embossed piece, and we're going to be putting adhesive on the back of this stamp piece and placing it over here to the right. You can certainly, you know, butt it up to the edge if you wanted. I just left a little bit of that cardstock showing. It's not embossed, but if you wanted to show embossed, well, no, you couldn't do it that way. If you wanted to emboss the other half, you could. But when you get it from me, it's only going to have, you know, that piece embossed there. But I wanted to cover that up because what we're going to do is go ahead and put adhesive along the back. I'm going to go slow so I don't mess up and rip my cardstock. And then there's going to be a strip of this Just Jade and gold ribbon in there. We're going to straddle that across that seam to help cover up that. And then pull it across, and then when you fold it over the edge, you just want to make sure that that ribbon catches onto that adhesive so that it sticks down. Okay, and then we're going to bring this back and attach this to our front of our card base. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals. Let me cut these larger ones up. Let me use some larger size, so I can put one down the middle, one big one down the middle. Actually, I meant to do it on the side. You're going to see why. It's going to straddle. I'm going to straddle it on the back like that. That way it straddles this piece of designer series paper, I mean this cardstock that's been embossed and the cardstock that's been stamped on. Okay, now this right here, this is the part I thought I had already done. So let's watch Barbara manually cut this little flower out. When you cut, you do want to make sure that you leave a little bit of that white edge all the way around so that it, you know, it looks like a punch or a die cut. Good. It's very therapeutic, by the way. You do want to use the corner of your scissors and move your paper, and even then, like me, you'll still miss it. Especially if you're trying to go fast because you have people watching you. But if you have the time, you can certainly take your time. Or if you invested in one of those die cutters that can scan an image and die cut it out for you without needing a die or a punch, you can use that too. Almost done. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's going to be a little bit longer. I think the monthly online ordering special ones usually are, because I'm doing four cards as opposed to just, you know, a couple or a little project. So my Wednesday nights, I'm just going to chat it up while I'm cutting this, but my Wednesday nights, if you want to join me Wednesday, we're going to be doing page 2 of layout number 14, and it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just do one page at a time, and then the following week I do, you know, the other side. So we're going to be doing page 2 this next Wednesday, and there we go. So I have my pieces cut out. So let's get a dimensional and get 2 of them. I don't know why I put my big ones away. They work so much faster. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put this little piece right here that I manually cut out, we're going to put that right there. And I can feel that that's attached to that cardstock back behind there. And then the same thing with these little leaves. We're going to have the other 2 leaves coming out of this flower. We'll do that one that way, and then we got this other one. Oh, I guess why does this look different? That one looks more spread apart than the other one did. Let me see if I can pick that back up and move it a little bit. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay, and then we're going to put some opal rounds on these. So just take some of these opal rounds, and we're going to put one on the center of that flower, one on the center of that flower, and the other one right there. We're only going to put them on 3 since this one is semi covered up basically. Okay. Where's my envelope? It is right here. So on the envelope, what I did is I just took an envelope and I did this one on the front. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Just get your Calypso coral. Get your flower. Stamp it in the bottom left hand corner, and then get your Just Jade and your 2 leaves, and just stamp one there, and then stamp the other one coming out this side. That one got a little bit far away from me, but you get it. Okay, and then there is card number 2. Yep, there you go. There's card number 2. Cute. Lots of manual cutting. There's a few pieces that were manually cut, not all of them. Okay, and then here's our last card. Is this one. Equally simple, but this one uses a Flirty Flamingo card base. So this is Flirty Flamingo. Get that fold, get that burnished with our bone folder. Let me put the inside on, which is completely blank. Save a step there. If you are doing this, just make sure that you stamp what you want on the inside before you put this down, or if you have a personalized stamp, you can also stamp the back of your card as well. And then I have this piece of designer series paper. Can't remember the measurement. I can't remember if it's the standard 4 by 5 1/4. And of course this went out on me. Okay, so if you've never had to switch these out, they're very, very simple. These things just pop open. You can take your cartridge out, throw it away, and then our refills come in these bags, and there's a couple of things. I used to tear them open, and then I realized you don't have to tear them open. You can just open up the top and you can get it out that way. And I was like, oh, okay. And then recycle these. These are recyclable. And then you take, oh, there you go. You take these little pieces here and then line them up. And you can turn it this way so that you can see where they go in those holes. And then pop this back on. And then you're back in business. Okay? And then get your adhesive on. That didn't take long. I think it took longer to explain. So let's put this on the front. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm about to skip a step. I almost skipped a step. We're going to put a piece of this Flirty Flamingo across the bottom of it. And I'm looking right at the card as I'm doing this. So let's straddle a piece of Flirty Flamingo across like the bottom inch. Fold it over. Make sure it's straight. It catches on. Now we're going to put this down. Let's put this piece down. I can't tell you how many times I've put the paper down and then forgot to wrap the ribbon, so I caught myself that time. Okay, and so now we have this scalloped contour die here, and we are going to stamp in Just Jade, Best Day Ever. So let's ink that up and stamp at the bottom, Best Day Ever. Oops. Glad that didn't bounce back on there. Okay, and then we have this piece. We're going to put this on, and let me cut some bigger pieces. I have no idea what's going on in the kitchen area, but these cats are noisy today. I don't know what has got them all wound up. They're knocking stuff over in almost every room here. Okay, so we're going to peel those off. I want to get this on and get this out of the way. Archie's sitting on my table over here like, I don't know what Beano's deal is. Okay, so we're going to put this one sideways. And I put this one sideways for a reason. We want a little bit of that ribbon to show there, but we want more of it to show over here because we're going to put a ribbon over here. And we want to make sure that we can attach it there and it still fit with inside the card. So we're going to make a bow with our Flirty Flamingo ribbon. I'm getting hot, you guys. Just pull that. We don't want like a crazy big bow because this still needs to be able to fit in the card. So you can just keep pulling it tight and, you know, pulling it down until you get it small enough. Okay, there we go. Get some dimensional, not some dimensional, some glue dots, sorry, glue dots. Caught myself. I'm gonna put a couple of them on there because I want this to make sure it really sticks to this ribbon over here. And we're just going to put it sideways, right on top of that ribbon. Okay, now what I did, I went ahead and did one just to save time because I figured by now it would be kind of lengthy, but I went ahead and did one of these, but I want to show you how I did it. Okay, so I have this scrap of basic white, and I got my bumblebee. But I wanted to do something that looked like a butterfly. So what I did is I took this image here and I inked it up once and then stamped it and then inked it up again and then flipped this around, and because it's photopolymer, you can see exactly where you're going to be stamping. So let me see if I can get this line back up with where I'm at. Here we go. Just give it just a little pressure. And then you have a back-to-back image like that. Okay? And then the other part that I did is I took the Night of Navy and I used the stem. So let me make sure that's clean. I used the stem. Now the stem comes straight, so you're able to bend this a little bit, but you want to make sure that your stamp is clean before you do any of that. So you can take that tip and bend it to your right a little bit, ink it up, get that in there where it's lined up. That's probably going to be too much of a bend. Okay, so you've got that one area, and I'm going to clean it before I touch it, and then I'm going to bend it back in the other direction. Of course, if you don't want to bend it, you can always just stamp it straight and then use the end of a Stampin' Right marker in order to do a little curly at the end. Okay, and I just went over that same area. If you want to extend it so that it has the rest of the body, you can keep it straight, but barely curve the end a little bit, not too much. And then I'm going to turn it upside down and try to stay exactly on that line. Like I said, because it's photopolymer, you can kind of see where you're going to be stamping, and then do the same thing in the opposite direction. If you wanted to extend that body there. And then go back over it again. And that way you've got kind of a long body. I don't know. If you have a steady hand, I don't have a steady hand, and especially not standing up either. So you basically do that and then manually cut it all the way around, and then you end up with your butterfly, your makeshift butterfly. And then all I did is I put dimensionals down the center. Now when you go to cut it, you also want to make sure that you don't cut off, you know, these little tail ends here that you stamped, because the taller end that has, you know, more of a little curl to it, I'm going to put that on there. This is not the best one, so I might end up redoing that one as well. I did this one like 3 times, and I finally just gave up. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. Who thought to do a butterfly? Was that you, Barbara? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of opal rounds. I just lightly tacked that down because I think I'm going to end up like redoing it, and attached it to like the little tentacles at the top to kind of serve as, you know, little eyes, the little eyes. I don't know how much those are going to stay though. I guess if you had rhinestones, but those are the smallest opal rounds that are on there, so I'll just press that down. I don't know, I may end up switching those out for little bitty rhinestone, basic, you know, rhinestone jewels. And then same thing with our envelope. Let's get some glue on the back. That. And then I'm going to use the other side instead of my finger to smooth it down a little bit. I guess I could have just used this side, really. This is not any particular direction, so we're going to attach that. Being careful not to go over the fold. And then manually cut the excess. Whew. I know it was a little long, you guys. I really do try to keep these to about an hour. But if you're like me, like when I'm crafting, I'm watching other videos all day long. I watch them if I can, and if I can't get them, sometimes more than one person's on at the same time. I'll have to watch one live and jump off early and then watch the replay on the other one. Yeah, so there's always some kind of crafty video playing here. And if it's not a crafty video, it's you know, a chick flick or some kind of really long movie. So let me get these out of the way because we are officially done. Finally. Got that one. And let's see how I can put these there. Let me move these out of the way. We've got this one. And I think this one can go in right here. Yeah. And that one. There you have it. Finally, I don't know how long I've been on, you guys, but thank you for hanging in with me. And these are the July monthly kit in the mail. It's absolutely free when you place a $25 order on my website using that host code. If it's $50 or more, you're going to get a free spool of, it's going to be unopened. I just had my unopened one and I already lost it. A free spool of the Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon, and if for some reason this is not available, it'll be a package of the opal rounds, but it'll, you'll still get a free coordinating accessory with this particular kit. Don't forget about my Stamp Into Summer promotion. So if there's any supplies that you saw today that you would like to get, you are free to shop on my website, take advantage of the free kit in the mail, take advantage of my Stamp Into Summer promotion. If you like this designer series paper, it's on sale for $9.78. You can always take advantage of my BOGO as well. So if you want to get double the value for your money, you purchase any of my retired merchandise, you get new merchandise in lieu of that as well. So if you want to, the details will be in the description, and it'll take you to that blog link that'll have all of the information and give you the link to my online retired store, so you can take advantage of that. So, and if you're a demonstrator, you're welcome to shop on there too. I know some demonstrators are looking for products for their customers, and I have a lot. There's a lot on my website, and I haven't even logged the stuff that just recently retired from the January to June mini catalog. So lots to share. All the links will be in the description. Thank you all for hanging in with me this Sunday afternoon. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay hydrated, check on your elderly neighbors, and enjoy the rest of your 4th of July holiday weekend. So we will see y'all later, and if you want, you can join me back here at Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, to go through the next page of layout number 14, scrapbook page layout number 14. So we will talk to you all later. Bye.